Now that's an unusual looking cichlid.
Just coming in, tanks like real filthy. I put this in the sock filter, in the 7-inch sock filter. Within, I'm telling you, a week, the yellow in the water was gone. I started noticing that the hair algae started to minimize. The sea hairs and all the stuff I dumped in there were able to pretty much mow through all the stuff. And just the levels came back, you know, and it was awesome.
Hi everybody, John here with another Fincast. Today we're talking about those Goby cichlids. I actually have 2 of them in this aquarium, and I might be pushing my luck just a little bit because everything you read on the internet says you can't keep 2 in the same tank, at least not a tank this small. It's only a 55-gallon. But for me, so far, so good.
Take a look at the striped Goby cichlid, also called the Tanganyikan clown cichlid. First off, a couple of things about keeping 2 in the same tank. If you wind up with a pair, then it's no problem. In fact, once a pair forms, they bond for life. And I haven't noticed any pair activity with these 2 after several weeks, but so far at least they're not fighting, so that's good. Also, a trick I learned with marine fish is that if you put 2 of the same kind in the aquarium at the same time, they often will get along just fine. So far that seems to be the case here. Obviously, the larger the aquarium and the more cover you have, the more likely they are not to fight. Each can have his own territory. Now these gobies have, depending upon what you read, either a small swim bladder or none at all. So they spend most of their time perched on the rocks and hopping around the tank, though they do seem to have no trouble hovering in the water column when it comes to feeding time. Tanganyikan gobies like standard Tanganyikan water parameters, pH in the high 8s, temperatures in the high 70s, lots of rocks, sandy bottom, and very hard water. Their primary food in the wild is algae that grows on the rocks, so it's good to give them an herbivore diet. And it's been suggested that you use strong lighting to grow some algae on the rocks, but they are not strictly vegetarians. Just remember that too much of a meaty diet, such as brine shrimp, can give them bloat, so be careful with your typical frozen meaty foods. Now, if you are lucky enough to get a pair, remember that these fish are biparental mouth brooders. The female will hold the eggs for about 10 days and then transfer them to the male, who will hold them until the fry hatch. These fish should have relatively peaceful tank mates, and they themselves are not aggressive. But the best part about this fish, these Tanganyikan gobies, is that they are just comical. They have great personalities and they're interesting looking. Be careful, it's a fish you can become attached to.
So there's a look at these delightful little Goby cichlids. They are so cool. They swim around the tank, perching on rock to rock. And I think that's really important. You want fish that you kind of have to get close to the aquarium to look at, and that would be the gobies. And then you've got your big sort of marquee feature fish that swim around in the open water, and you can enjoy those from across the room. But these are a great addition to a Tanganyikan tank. You don't see them in stores very often. So far, they've been pretty easy to take care of, and I'm really enjoying having these gobies in my Tanganyikan tank. Thanks for watching Fincasters. Please leave your comments below. Also hit the subscribe button. I really appreciate that. And check out my other Fincasts. I also do Fincasts on saltwater tanks and planted aquariums as well. And I'll see you in the next Fincast.